Let's see if it works. Testing this out, see if it's gonna work. I don't know if it's gonna work. We're just experimenting here. I can't even see the chat. Let's see. Nope. Oh, maybe somebody's got to actually say something for me to see the chat. All right, if there's anybody in here, say something in chat so that I can see you. Testing something out. I'm not sure if it's going to work. We're testing this out, guys. I don't even know if this works. Just messing around with YouTube. Type something in the chat. I think the chat bar box is down there for me to see. But I didn't realize that YouTube has a live mobile feature. So I'm just messing around with this. I've got a few minutes here. Figure I'd just see what it does, how it works. Linda, hi from Idaho. Hi there, Linda. How are you? Happy what's tonight? Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Okay, cool. So that's where the chat box shows up for me. Yeah, I didn't even know that YouTube has a live feature. So I'm just kind of testing it out and seeing what the capabilities and features are of this. There's a lot more YouTube content coming, a lot of long form content that everybody's been asking for. Days in a life, full days of eating, full grocery hauls, Q&As. Actually, the Q&As are filmed. There were so many questions back over on the Instagram channel that I broke up the Q&As into 2 different sessions. So the Q&As are already filmed. Those will be coming very soon, actually, over here on YouTube. So hi, everybody. It looks like there's 6 of you here. This was just on a whim. I saw that YouTube has 10 of you now. YouTube has a go live feature on mobile. I'm not very familiar with the interface, so I'm just kind of messing around and seeing what the capabilities of this are. If you're here, type something in the chat so that I can see that it's working. I'm off all other social media platforms, so good to see you again and hear from you. Oh, Linda, okay. Why are you taking a break from all the other social media platforms if you don't ask me, or if you don't mind me asking? Matt's in the house. What's going on, Matt? How are you? Okay, so that's cool. So that's where the chat box is. I'm not really quite sure of all the features of the YouTube live streaming for mobile, but figured I'd mess around with it and see what it is or how it all goes. But yeah, like I said, a lot of the long form content that everybody's been asking for is going to live over here on YouTube, just because Instagram doesn't really offer a great long form option. Hello from New Holland, Pennsylvania, Jennifer. I'm over in Camden County, New Jersey, so we are not that far. You need to learn the features if you want to succeed in this business. This is true. This is true. Although I am not a YouTuber, I'm not a social media person, I'm not an influencer, so I don't know if like what success exactly means in this business for me, other than maybe inspire and empower a few people. So if that means that I got to fumble through a few live streams on YouTube to figure that out, then so be it. But we'll work through it and figure it out. Just wanting to... Oh, got you. A lot of noise on social media. I totally understand that. That's fair. I have a rule that I'm actually breaking right now. Whenever I'm on social media, I need to be moving or doing something, but obviously I'm sitting down. That was a huge part of my 180-pound weight loss journey. We spend so much time on social media that it's good to move while you're on it, whether you're walking on like a walking pad or you're walking around your house, or you're folding clothes and doing laundry. There's just good ways to go about that. I like watching you figure it out. I would be the same way. Yeah, I honestly have no clue what I'm doing, so don't judge me. Especially here on YouTube. I'm not very good at YouTube, and we're just kind of getting used to this platform. I'm assuming most of you are coming over from Instagram, so much more familiar with Instagram over there. And maybe TikTok. We do a little bit over on TikTok, but the major platform, the main platform is Instagram. but we're just figuring this out. Also, cheers to everybody Tuesday night. We are drinking a wild berry seltzer from Wegmans tonight. Absolutely love this. Lots of flavor, 0 calories, a permanent smile. Thanks. I guess that's what happens after you lose 180 pounds. At least I'm not doing any. Yeah, this is true. Hey, Kat, what's going on? Great to see you over here. I guess people are. Are you guys okay? So I have a question for everybody. Are you finding the link on Instagram and that's how you're coming over here, or did you get the notification through YouTube and you're here because you got that notification from YouTube? I'm curious. Like I said, I have no clue what I'm doing here. Stumbling through trying to figure out this YouTube live from mobile. What to do if on weight loss is on a standstill? I'm getting frustrated. Linda, are you weighing and tracking your food? That's always my first question. Are you weighing it with a food scale and are you tracking it in a calorie counting app? That's always the first question. You got notified. Okay, Kat, did you get notified here on YouTube or did you see the story that I posted over on Instagram? Jennifer asks, on your glycerins, are they for walking or running? Yes, got it through Instagram. Okay. Awesome. So my glycerins, my lovely glycerins, I'm not going anywhere without my glycerins. They are a running shoe. They are designed to be a running shoe. However, they are also a walking shoe. I have worn them from day one, step one of my entire over 6,000 mile journey. And when I first started, it was definitely a slow walking pace. So they are great for walking. What makes them really amazing for walking, especially if you have a lot of weight and you're on a heavier side, like I was when I weighed 352 pounds. Lots of cushion here. So lots of support, lots of cushion, really good for that. You guys know I love my glycerins. Let's see. Okay, scrolling through live. Oh, hi, scrolling through live. Great to meet you. Thanks for coming by. On here through YouTube. Okay, it looks like a lot of people have gotten the alerts through YouTube. I look like your teacher. Okay, hopefully your teacher's pretty cool. What do I think about Argentinian food? I've never had it that I can say. You look like the people from The Grinch. Awesome. Thanks. I appreciate that. That is me right now. I'm at 335 pounds and just started walking again, slow and steady. Jennifer, yeah, get the glycerins. I highly recommend them. I've worn them from day one, step one. There's no other shoe that I will wear or have worn. Highly recommend them. Do you find the Brooks better than a Hoka? So I have tried, this is another question I get all the time. I've tried probably 30 different types of shoes. I've tried Hoka, I've tried Brooks, I've tried Asics, I've tried Nike, I've tried On Cloud, I've tried, I don't know, I've tried all of them. And Brooks is it for me. They're super wide, so if you have wide feet, works well for that too. And I just love them. Let's see. Do you find, okay, just swipe through all the weird, I'm the most sane person. Okay, I appreciate that. How much does it cost? These are $160. $160. They are a premium, shoe. But if you're going to start a walking journey like I have, the number one thing you need to do is invest in good shoes because that will alleviate a lot of your back pain, your knee pain, your hip pain, all the different types of pain. Having the good quality shoe is very, very important. Visited random streams. Okay, so it sounds like we're just getting random people from YouTube over here. What kind of people are we? I don't know. We're humans. I guess that's kind of strange. Jeffrey, what's going on? Great to see you. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for coming over, Jeffrey. Appreciate it. Sometimes Brooks are on sale on Amazon. Yeah, they are on sale on Amazon sometimes too. Also, so these are the Glycerin 21s. This is this year's model. The 20s, which I have worn probably, I don't know, many pairs of them as well. They're last year's model. On the Brooks website, they are on sale right now for the summer sale. I think they're down to $100. They're a great shoe too. I've worn many pairs of the 20s. Really recommend them as well. What are my thoughts on the Pegasus? Yeah, they're a good shoe. I mean, listen, I have nothing ill to say about any other brand shoe. It's just Brooks is the shoe for me. Do I plan on transition into running? No. I get asked that question all the time. I'm a walker. I've been extremely overweight my entire life. I my joints can't handle the impact of running. So I am a walker. Now, with that said, at this point in my journey, over 2.5 years into my journey, I am a very fast walker. Some would describe me as a power walker, or maybe even like a race walker or a speed walker. My current average pace for walking is 11:45 to 12:15 per average mile. So I'm a pretty quick walker. It's very important though, like for everybody to understand that is not where my pace started. When I weighed 352 pounds, I couldn't even make it down the block without feeling like I was going to collapse. So it's come a long way. But no, I'll never transition to running. My joints just can't hold up to it. You want to come to the USA? Okay. To be honest, running makes me just hungry. Okay, that's fair. I mean, yeah, running, any activity probably is going to make you hungry, because you're finding movement and you're doing it. Still trying to get faster when I walk. Mary, so I guess like if you're trying to increase your speed with walking, I would recommend trying to do like intervals. And those can vary like for time or for distance, but I would do like an interval where you're focused on walking as fast as you can, and then slow it down to like your normal pace, and then go back for another interval and do it as fast as you can, and then slow it down, and then over time either increase the frequency of those intervals or increase the duration of those intervals. What's the newest audiobook that I've listened to? I'm downloading the new one by Stephen King tonight for tomorrow. This morning I actually listened to music. And I was quickly reminded why I don't enjoy listening to music while I walk. I was incredibly bored out of my mind, so I totally missed my audiobook. So I will be downloading the new Stephen King one tonight. I forget what it's called, but I plan on downloading it tonight so that I have it for tomorrow's walk. Okay, so this is working. Great idea, thanks. I've done a run walk interval, but I will try to do this with walking. Yeah, same thing, exactly, same thing. Same principle as if you were like trying to run and increase your speed, or your distance with like run walk intervals. Just do walk intervals, but increase the speed for the particular interval for walking. Have I read Joe Hill? No, I haven't. I'm a huge Stephen King fan. I've probably listened to 40 or so of his titles at this point. I love Tolkien. I've listened to all the Tolkien stuff many times. But yeah, really love Stephen King. I'm probably, I don't think over the past 6 months, 8 months, I've listened to anything but Stephen King. You inspired me, and I walked from my train stop to my apartment, and it was about a half mile. Let's go. That is so awesome. Yeah, listen, walking's great. Walking is incredible. I'm so happy to hear when people comment or message me and say that they're walking or they're increasing their walking. That's amazing. Have you not gotten sick? Have you kept the streak going? Yeah. So if you go to my Instagram and you check it out, probably a month or two ago at this point, I had the flu really bad. I had flu A, and I was on like my deathbed. Like it was really bad. I felt like I was I was in bad shape, but I kept going. I still went. It's gonna take like a zombie apocalypse to slow me down and prevent me from achieving my streak goals. And even then, I'll probably find a way to walk. But yeah, I've gotten sick. I've dealt with minor injuries. I just walk through all of that because that's my goal. How does the walking streak end? Are you concerned that it's creating an addiction similar to eating? No, absolutely not. It's a goal of mine. Just like walking 24,901 miles is a goal of mine, which is the circumference of the earth. It's a goal. It's something that I've set out to achieve. It's not an addiction. It's a way for me to continuously prove to myself just how strong and incredible and how far I've come along my journey. Thank you for sharing your honesty when sharing even the hard times. Yeah, listen, I'm not an influencer. I'm not very good at social media. I'm just going to be open and honest and as transparent as I can be because, like I said, my entire life I've been extremely overweight and have dealt with significant weight-related health issues, and I have always found social media to be pretty rough in terms of being able to relate to people and find content or creators that I thought were realistic and open and honest. So that's one of the things that I will always be and always do, is just be completely open and transparent with you guys. Am I following a certain way of eating? I'm in maintenance right now. So when I was losing weight, when I lost my 180 pounds, I was eating in a calorie deficit, and those calorie goals and those protein goals changed as my journey progressed. But I ate whatever foods I wanted. I ate the same type of foods that I ate all along. I just controlled the quantity of them. And now, while I'm in maintenance, same thing. I like to say that you should lose your weight the way you intend to maintain your weight. I can speak from my own personal experience. My entire life, if I tried to lose the weight doing ABC, yeah, maybe I would lose 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds. But then the moment I switched and went back to my normal routines, which we'll call XYZ, I always gained all of that weight back plus some. So my advice and my recommendation to people now is lose your weight the way you intend to maintain your weight. I think that's really important. Do I lift weights, or is it all just walking? It's all just walking. Again, I'll go back to social media. I feel like social media tells you that wellness and weight loss needs to look a certain way and that you need to do certain things. And I fell into that trap my entire life. I've signed up for multiple gym memberships where I thought I had to go and lift weights. And I'll be completely open and transparent and honest with you guys. I get completely bored lifting weights. I don't enjoy it. I get bored. It's not for me. So one of the things that I said I was going to do on this particular journey is I'm going to do things that I enjoy doing. And one of those things is walking. So I just walk. But I will tell you that after walking over 6,000 miles, which by the way is more than the equivalent of walking from Florida to Alaska, it's almost up there and like halfway back at this point. My lower body, my legs are, they're like tree trunks. So, yeah, pretty strong in the lower body. And also listen, like, I'm not crapping on people that like to weight lift and strength train, like rock on with yourself. Kudos to you. I'm not denying there are significant health benefits to weight training as well. It's not for me. I find it incredibly boring. But if that is something that you enjoy, like, I will be your biggest cheerleader and biggest supporter, and rock on with your bad self. That's a cool goal. Thanks. I appreciate it. Am I in Florida? No, I'm not in Florida. I'm in New Jersey, right outside of Philadelphia. Right outside of Philadelphia in New Jersey. Today was walk streak day 856. Yeah, I've walked in the rain, the cold, the sleet, the heat, tropical storms, a hurricane. I just keep going. When did you start seeing significant change? Were there certain events that moved things for you? So in terms of walking, I probably started to notice change. I'm playing with the koosh ball. I probably started to notice progress pretty quickly, like maybe 3 weeks in, 2 to 3 weeks in, no more than a month. I noticed that I had more endurance, that I was going farther, that I was lasting longer, all of those types of things with the walking. It was still uphill battle with the walking. In terms of actual weight loss, I wish I was a 90s kid, but no, I'm not. I'm older than being a 90s kid. And actually, it's funny. A lot of people think that I look younger now that I lost my weight. I wish that I was a 90s kid, but no, I'm not a 90s kid. And then in terms of like the actual weight loss, I saw, like, I think my first week I lost 7 or 8 pounds. I'd have to go back and look specifically. But I saw results pretty quickly on the scale. I didn't actually start like physically seeing it or physically noticing it for probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 months. It was a while before I actually like started physically seeing it. And I think that some of that is like body dysmorphia and all that kind of stuff that a lot of people deal with when they lose a significant amount of weight. There's still days where I look in the mirror and I'm like, damn, I'm that 352 pound guy. And I think that that's just that body dysmorphia stuff. But that's a good question. All right, cool. So this works. I guess it just works. It looks good on your end, right? I mean, connection's good. I can see the chat. I just had no idea how this was going to work on YouTube. especially with it being like mobile. Like I didn't know if how great the features would be, and just how viable this would be. Like I said, if you're just coming over from the Instagram too, all that long form content is going to live over here on YouTube. I filmed the 2 Q&A sessions, so those are going to be coming first over here, probably next week, mid to end of next week. Those will be coming over here. I will do the complete story from day 1. We'll do a full day of eating. We'll do full grocery hauls, all of the long form content and like the really in-depth stuff that everybody's been asking for over on Instagram. That'll all live here on YouTube, just because YouTube doesn't have a great option, or I'm sorry, Instagram doesn't have a great option for long form content for all their creators. So I think YouTube kind of like marries up really well to YouTube or to Instagram. This is awesome. Thanks for doing this. Yeah, listen, I just want to help as many people as I can. I know how big of a struggle it is. I know how difficult and overwhelming it feels. I know how frustrating it feels. So anything that I can do to help is kind of my goal. And also, like, I'm sharing my journey too. Like, yeah, I've lost my 180 pounds and I'm on my walk streak and I've got my mile goal. Like, I will walk 24,901 miles, which is the circumference of the earth. That is my ultimate goal. So like, you know, I'm here to support everyone else's journey, just like everyone else is kind of along for the ride to see me hit my goals too. But happy to help however that I can. Anybody have any questions? Shoes, gear, insoles, headphones, whatever you guys want to talk about. I'll probably hang out here for a little bit longer. Like I said, I was just really curious to see how this works. I'm also curious, like, if everybody that's out there lingering, that's not chatting, how did you find the live stream? Are you coming over from Instagram? You saw the story that I posted on Instagram, or did you get a notification from here over on YouTube? I'm curious because I'm not sure like how YouTube pushes out those notifications when you go live on their like mobile platform. Insoles because your heels hurt a ton. Okay, well, I also I've learned that I need to be prepared when I do these lives, as even when they're spontaneous like this one was. Okay, so these are this is really gross and nasty, but these are my Power Step insoles. I pulled these out from my shoes before I went live. Not these ones because I'm not currently wearing these ones, although I guess you guys will get the teaser before anybody else, which is really weird because Instagram usually gets all the good deets before, or the details before I tell anybody. But I think I'm switching to this shoe tomorrow. My current glycerins are just beat up, so I think I'll be switching to this glycerin tomorrow. But to the insole question, these are my insoles. These are my Power Step insoles. Much like the glycerins, I have been wearing Power Step insoles from day one, step one. My podiatrist actually recommended these to me. And you can see, I know it's gross, I know it's nasty, there's my footprint and all that, but I've gotten a lot of good wear and tear out of these things. And let me just show you, and this is not me crapping on Brooks at all. You guys know I am a Brooks fanboy. I absolutely love Brooks. Brooks is a big supporter of mine. Brooks has been very good to me along my journey. They are an incredible company, and they've been really good to me. So I am not crapping on Brooks at all. But I want to show you this just so that you understand. Okay, so I'm pulling the insole out of the glycerin. This is the one that comes in the glycerin. That's what it looks like without the insole. So this is the Brooks insole, and this is one of the better quality factory insoles in running shoes. This one made by Brooks here. But I just want you to see like how flimsy it is, how thin it is. And again, this is a very good factory insole. Brooks has one of the best insoles on the market for factory. But you can see, right? See how flimsy it is? There's not a lot of support here. Now, this is the Power Step. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see that, but like I am pushing down on that. There's a ton of support there. It is thick. I mean, I don't know how that looks on camera, but it's not flopping. It's not. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is the Brooks one. And again, you guys know I love Brooks. But this is the Brooks insole. This is the Power Step insole. Like there's no, I can't even make it flop like that. And the support here in the heel. So like if you're having plantar fasciitis issues, shin splints, knee pain, hip pain, any type of lower body, even like back pain, these Power Step insoles will make a tremendous difference. Again, day one, step one, this has been my exact combination. This is my exact setup. So you pull out the insoles out of your current shoe. This is what it looks like. It may be a little tight here because these are all laced up, but it just slides right in. Let me see if I can show you guys. Just slides right in and then clicks down, and then there you go. So tomorrow, because I think I'm switching to this shoe tomorrow. This is exactly what my setup will be. See how the Power Step insole just slides right in there and fits right in there. So that's my little bit on Power Step insole. And I gotta tell you, just because I'll do the social media thing, I am sponsored by Power Step, but that doesn't mean anything other than that I highly recommend them. But they are a partner of mine. There's a link in the bio, all that social media stuff. If you click it, there's like a 15% discount code in there. But I'm partnered and sponsored by them because I believe in them and I've used them from day one. I want to make sure that I tell everybody that too. Like, that's really important. I will never be one of these people on social media that just does deals or affiliates or whatever with random companies just because. If I tell you that I've used a company or I recommend a company or a product, it's because I've used them, I've vetted them, and I know that they're good. I've walked over 6,000 miles in every single weather element that exists. I weighed 180 pounds. I have trialed and tested many items and many products and many brands. So if I say, hey, this is a product that I believe in, I really do believe in it. Which is why you know that I have a love affair with Brooks, and I absolutely love my Power Step insoles. So yeah. Let's see. What am I doing right now? I'm drinking seltzer and talking to you guys. Notification from YouTube. Okay. YouTube Shorts. Okay. You click the link from my IG story. Awesome. I also spied the Star Wars Lego. Yes. You guys can see that. So I'm a huge Star Wars fan. And a huge Lego fan. I'm not afraid to hide my nerddom. I'm a big Star Wars fan and a big Lego fan. So yeah, I collect Star Wars Legos, all that fun stuff. Mainly minifigures, just because I'm old now, so I don't have the room for for all of like the sets and all that. But yeah. Thanks for the info on the insoles. Yeah, you should check them out if you haven't already. They make a huge difference. I think that, you know, everybody always asks, so like with the streak and everything, like, Andrew, how have you avoided injury? Andrew, like, how have you avoided all that pain and all that, especially when you weigh 352 pounds? And honestly, I think it's because of this combination right here. Like, I know Brooks are expensive. It's $160 for this shoe right here. So I know they are expensive. These insoles, I think, are $55, we'll just say $50, right? So this is a very expensive setup, but I can tell you that it's made a difference. I think that it has had an impact. I also do a ton of stretching. So I'll have my stretching information and routine and all that. That'll go here on YouTube. I'll be filming that shortly, but I do all that stuff. But like this stuff really does make a difference. Weird question. Did your head get smaller during your weight loss? Yeah, absolutely. My entire body has gotten smaller. My head has probably gotten like 3 hat sizes smaller. I wear a rubber wedding band now because my actual wedding band no longer fits me. I need to get that resized. My shoe size has gone down. I used to wear an 11.5 shoe. I now wear a 10.5 shoe. So my shoe size has gone down. I went from, let's see, what else? My shirt size, I went from like a 4 or 5X down to a medium or large, depending on the brand. My pants, I was wearing 54 and 56 waist. I'm now a 32 waist. What else? What else can I answer for you guys? But yeah, a lot of weird things in terms of just body size being reduced by losing 180 pounds. The weirdest is probably the shoes. Like I never would have thought that I would go from an 11 and a half to 10 and a half. But yeah, shoe size has definitely gone down. Okay. Any other questions? Anything else you guys want to talk about? I get asked a bunch. Do you do all your walks in one shot? What's your daily distance goal? Yeah, I do. Typically, I do them all in one shot. I would say probably 99% of the time it's in one session. And right now, my distance goals are 8 to 9 miles daily. So I'm doing all of that in one session. That's wild. Congrats. Love your account and daily stories. Thanks. Really appreciate that. Appreciate all the support and for being here. Yeah, it's been a long journey for sure. I hope you guys like the. I just hope you guys enjoy the content. I know it's different than what a lot of people see on social media. I know it's different than what a lot of creators are doing out there. But it's my story and it's unique, and I think that a lot of people are connecting to it. I also, one last prop before I go, I'll show everybody because I get a ton of questions about these too. These are my shocks. These are my bone conductor headphones or whatever. Everybody always asks about these. I'm surprised nobody's asked about them yet. So they just slip on, and what's unique and different about these is they do not go into your ears. They sit on the outside, and they're great. They're great for safety. They're very comfortable. I can hear all of my surroundings around me. I can hear the world around me. I can hear cars. I can hear all that stuff when I'm around me. Much, much safer than using like regular traditional headphones or like earbuds. They're really comfortable. They don't actually go in your ear. So for like, I used to wear earbuds, and after a couple miles, my ears would start to hurt from all that pressure in there. So yeah, so shocks is really interesting and a really good headset if you guys are looking for something a little different. If you are walking or running or doing anything outside, just from a pure safety perspective and a safety standpoint, you should really look into these. Just being able to hear the world around you is very, very important, and just much, much safer. Echo that. Best Instagram I've found in a long time. You're completely inspiring and humble. Thanks for sharing all that. I really appreciate that, guys. I always tell this story. I never intended to share any of this with social media. Like I started sharing my story and my journey back, I think it was like right before Christmas. It was in December, but I never intended to share any of this with anybody. And it wasn't until I had a conversation with somebody and they really kind of pushed me and said they thought that, my story and just my personality and just the uniqueness of it would really connect. People would really connect with that. And I'm still trying to learn all the ins and outs of social media and how all these apps and all these platforms work and all that. So I'm not the best at this kind of stuff, but I'm just kind of fumbling my way through it and just trying to help as many people as I can. But so like everyone's always like, hey, do you have a lot of pictures and videos of, while you were losing your weight? And the answer to that is no, because I don't have all the cool social media stuff for that because I never intended to share any of it. So like all this like weird like filming and talking to the camera and all that, like I never intended to do any of that stuff. So it's just a little bit of an adjustment for me. I imagine it's good therapy. Yeah, it's good to, I enjoy talking about it. And I think that it keeps my goals in focus. Short-term goal is 1,000 consecutive walk days. Not that I need you guys to help hold me accountable. I've definitely figured out the whole accountability thing, but I think it just helps like constantly like talking about it and visualizing it and seeing it. That goal of 1,000-day walk streak, and then the ultimate goal of 24,901 miles walked, which is the circumference of the earth. I really enjoy talking about it, and I'm not gonna lie, it gets me juiced up talking about it and gets me excited. So yeah, I think it's definitely good for me too. I enjoy it. So I hope that all of that comes across in my content. Do I plan on taking day 1,001 off? No, absolutely not. When I hit day 1,000, we'll celebrate. Somebody asked me today what I intend to do for day 1000, if there's going to be any big celebration, and I'm sure we'll do something fun and special. But no, I will not be taking off day 1001. I'll just continue on to probably set my goal for 1500 days or 1250 or whatever it is. But no, I'm a very goal oriented person. So I like to have goals along the way. It helps keep me focused. Do I get snow where I am, and how are those shoes in snow? Yeah, I shouldn't say it snows all the time. This was probably the first year that we've had snow in a couple of, like, a good amount of snow. But yeah, it snows here. I walk in the snow. These shoes are fine in the snow. I mean, you're gonna get a little bit of wetness getting through here, especially if you're out there for a while. Sometimes I'll put, like, it's called like yak tracks. I think that's what it's called. I have them, but they're not with me. And they strap to the bottom of the shoe, and they basically they're like little spikes. So if it's really like slippery or icy out there, I'll add those onto the bottom of the shoes, and it just helps with traction and help me grip on the ice and all that. But this year we probably had, I don't know, we probably had a total of like 1.5 to 2 feet of snow all season. So I deal less with snow on a consistent basis and more with ice. So ice is typically more of a concern for me. What time of day do I walk? So I usually walk in the morning, just because that's what fits my schedule best. I'm a dad, I'm a husband, I have a full-time job, I have a mortgage, I have all of that fun stuff as an adult, all the fun things that adults get to do. So in order for me to make time for me to walk and to fit in my goals and my priorities, I typically walk in the morning. Sometimes I walk at night or in the evening if I split my walk-in sessions up, or if I can't fit it in the morning. But I would say, again, most of the time, the majority of the time, it's in the morning. That's a good idea. I was wondering about the traction. Yeah, it's with any shoe, right? Like if you have ice or it's super slippery, even if you have like trail running shoes with the bigger spikes and bigger pegs and all that, you're still gonna have traction issues on ice. So like the yak tracks, they really help. They make a big difference. Do the steps at the Philly Art. You're not the first person to recommend that. I was talking with somebody the other day who's actually from Philly, and he invited me on day 1000 to go over and walk with him and a local walking and running group to do the steps of the Philly Art Museum. So it's on my radar. It's definitely something that I'm thinking about and considering. I've been so I'm also a big hockey fan. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that my family and I were big hockey fans, and we are big Flyers fans. A big goal would be to walk every day until the Flyers win a cup. Yeah, I'd be walking a long time. Although I would say if Mitchkov comes over and we get Mitchkov, maybe that'll be a lot sooner than anticipated, and it would happen a lot quicker. But yeah, that would be a really good one. Johnston 87, I see you there. Yeah, I'm a big Flyers fan, big hockey fan. So, and the Flyers are they're just not that great. So I'm sure it'll be a while before they win a Stanley Cup. Although maybe in the next 2 or 3 years, we'll see. But yeah, maybe walk until the Islanders win. Yeah, it's gonna be a while before the Islanders. Although I will say this: speaking of the Islanders, I am a huge Patrick Roy fan, which is weird because I'm a Flyers fan. But Patrick Roy was, I don't want to say my idol because that's kind of weird, but he definitely was one of my favorite athletes. So now that he is the coach of the Islanders, I think that's super cool. Fun story about that. Actually, this year when the Islanders were in town in Philly to play the Flyers, we were at that game, and we got tickets real close to the bench just so that I could see Wah behind the bench coaching. And my wife is a total rock star. She is a badass. Before that game that we went to, Flyers versus the Islanders, she reached out to the Islanders and tried to arrange for a meet and greet with me to meet Patrick Roy, because again, he's not my idol, but he was my favorite athlete, and he probably is my favorite all-time athlete. My son's a goalie for hockey. I was a goalie for hockey. Patrick Waugh, I love his arrogance and his confidence and his mantra and everything about him. So anyway, so the Flyers were playing the Islanders in Philly, and we went to the game. And my wife, before the game, a couple days before the game, reached out to the Islanders and asked if they could arrange a meet and greet for me to meet Patrick Waugh before the game. And they said, no, unfortunately they couldn't. He's super busy or whatnot. But the Islanders, I mean, I can't say that I'm an Islanders fan because I'm a Flyers fan. But the Islanders, I'll post a picture of this on Instagram so that you guys can see it. They sent me an autographed Patrick Waugh puck, and a nice little letter and a nice little certificate of authenticity from the Islanders. They FedExed it, overnighted it to us, and I'm looking at it. It's literally right there. They sent me. So yeah, when the Flyers were eliminated, I was totally rooting for the Islanders because not only because of Patrick Waugh, but because they were really great to my wife and to me. So they sent us a autographed Patrick Waugh puck, Islanders Patrick Waugh puck, but super cool. When he coached Quebec, he would whistle, and they were playing Mooseheads. The fans would random. Yeah, so it's funny you mentioned that. When we saw the Islanders and Flyers play, we were row 10, so we were pretty close right off the ice. And if you've ever watched a Flyers game or any Philly game, it gets pretty loud and pretty rowdy. And over the volume of the Wells Fargo Center, which is the arena in which the Flyers play in, over all of the music and the sound and all that, I could hear Patrick Waugh whistling for the line changes. And I mean, it was like almost deafening. And I think we were 10 rows off the ice, but we could totally hear him whistling for the line changes. I could hear him yelling at his players. So that was the game. Okay, so that was the game that Fedotov, our Russian 6'8", 6'7" Russian goalie, came in and relieved Ersin in the second period. And I remember when Fedotov skated onto the ice, I watched Waugh, and Waugh stared him down, and I could tell that Waugh was like in amazement over Fedotov because he had never seen a goalie that big, and he just stared him down, and he watched him like warm up and all that, and then I could see him going player by player on his bench, pointing over to Fedotov. And my assumption is that he was like pointing out like weaknesses and all that, because Waugh is the greatest goaltender in NHL history. So I'm sure that he was like eyeing Fedotov up and like giving his team pointers and all that. But yeah. And standard Waugh, like his face was bright red. He was yelling and screaming and totally animated and all that. So yeah. That's my. I'll stop talking about hockey and about Patrick Waugh, especially because I'm a Flyers fan. But yeah, that's it's all good stuff there. It's really awesome. They're a great club. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I'll post a picture of it on Instagram when we're done here. A lot of respect for the Islanders. We made it very clear that we were diehard Flyers fans, and that we were in Philly. But we also made it very clear that he was my athlete. Waugh was my athlete, and the Islanders were like, hey, we don't care that you're Flyers fans. We appreciate that you're a Waugh fan, and they sent me the autographed puck. So I'll put that on Instagram when we're done here. So we've gone almost 45 minutes already. I think I'm going to wrap it up there unless anybody has any other questions. The carriage is about to turn into a pumpkin here. I did not intend to go this long. I honestly just wanted to see if this would work, and what it all looked like and what the experience was like. But it seems like it's working fine, and you guys are, the chat box works fine and everything. So if you haven't already, if you're coming over here from YouTube and you got the YouTube notifications, go check out my Instagram. It's in my YouTube profile. All of my content resides over on Instagram. That's where all of my content is. That's where I post there daily, stories, all the good stuff is over on Instagram. And on the flip side, if you're coming over from Instagram, make sure you subscribe here, because all of the long form content that everybody's been asking for on Instagram is going to live over here on YouTube. So Instagram and YouTube are going to kind of live in harmony for me, and they'll both have the different types of content that everybody's been asking for. So All right, I think I'm gonna get off there. Happy Tuesday night to everybody. Be well, be safe, and happy walking. All right, see you guys. Bye.